Welcome into ACSA News. My name is Michael Kelly. Thanks for having us. Straight ahead, put on your dancing shoes. A special night for special education in Poway Unified. Plus, Broadway may be dark, but that's not the case for a theater group in Arcadia. We'll explain. But we begin in the Central Valley with a teacher who delivered a sweet surprise to his students. It is tradition for Tom Selleck to bring donuts into the classroom for his AP students prior to the AP exam. But when school shut down in March, Selleck's tradition was in jeopardy until he did this. Selleck woke up bright and early the morning of AP exam day and headed to La Princesa Bakery to grab some sweetbread. He then drove all over the Central Valley, dropping off the treats at students' houses. Selleck on how he pulled this off.
I was talking to my wife, and it's like, you know what? I could do this. You know, they're nervous because it's test day and everything. But yeah, they were pretty surprised.
That's just fantastic. Selleck has been a teacher in Mendota Unified School District for the last 35 years. He admits quarantine's been tough, but even after 3+ decades in education, he says the time away has taught him how much he loves to teach. I'd say so. If you can't go to prom, let's bring prom to you. That was the case in Poway as students from Abraxas High were all kings and queens for the evening. They're part of the school's transition program, helping young adults with developmental disabilities learn life and job development skills. Poway Unified Program Specialist Laura Mueller on what the night meant.
It was amazing. I just couldn't stop smiling, and I danced like a fool the whole time while also just watching all the kids engaging. Some of them danced the whole time without stopping. It was really amazing.
J Soul Productions, a San Diego DJ, donated his time and provided the music for the hour-long program. About 90 people participated in the event. Job well done. COVID-19 has canceled a lot of things, but over in Arcadia, Susie Reck and her theater class at First Avenue Middle are moving on with their spring production of Romeo and Winifred. The show must go on. Zoom. Yes, Reck and her class moving the show online by recording the entire thing virtually. The original plan was to simply rehearse online and then perform the play at a later date, but when that was no longer a possibility, Reck made sure the students could still have their shining moment.
I really wanted to honor their dream to have this play. When they come in 6th grade and they go and see the production play that has the 8th graders in it, so many of them have said, that's where I want to be. That's going to be my middle school pinnacle. That's what I want to have accomplished when I finish middle school. And I didn't want them to miss out on that.
The students filmed their final scene of the play last week. They're hoping to have it edited and online in the next few weeks. We'll keep you posted on that.
Ready to do our mindful moment. And so let's get out our breathing tool. Then we'll start by taking a nice deep breath in and out.
If you need a way to calm down and relax, look no further than this. Buck Rogeman is the principal at Forest Grove Elementary. Now, over the last few years, he's implemented what's called a mindful moment. It's a teaching tool educators can use with their students. And you can make the argument, we need tools like this now more than ever, which is why Rogeman is still teaching the mindful moment, only through his YouTube channel.
For me personally, to get up every day and know that I'm going to send a message out where its main purpose is to help people cope with what's going on, relax, and feel good about themselves, it flips and it helps me as well. It's just a way for me as the principal to be able to stay in touch with our students because I really miss them.
Our guest today is the principal of Alice Burney Elementary in Colton, Jessica Gomes, gracious enough to spend a few minutes with us. Before we go any further, you're safe, you're healthy, family's good?
Yes, absolutely. We are doing great.
Good, fantastic. I want to start with something that a lot of people are dealing with right now, and that's work-life balance. What have the last few months been like for you?
Oh my gosh. So I think the biggest challenge has been, we're used to coming to work and then going home to unplug. Well, home is work and work is home. And so there is no distinction. And so I've had to really force myself to just turn that computer off in the evening and say, I'm done. Because, for those of us who have kids at home, they know you're home working, but they don't understand what your work really consists of, how you're just go, go, go all day long. So they don't understand how I can sit and just work through the entire day and not really take breaks. And so they constantly want to know, are you done, mom? Are you done, mom? And granted, they're 12 and 15, right? So they're not even little. But the fact that I'm home, it makes it really challenging for me to really focus into what I need to focus on, because I have my kids there and I don't want to neglect them either. And so we're kind of having a hard time just balancing that out, but it's getting better.
I think you and everybody else for that matter, Jessica.
Absolutely. I know I'm not alone on that.
We talk about the role of the school leader a lot in education circles. How have you embraced that role as principal at Bernie during distance learning?
Well, for me, I feel like my number one priority is to make sure that my teachers are supported, that they have what they need, because they are the direct links to our students. I want to say that I'm the direct link, but I'm not. My teachers are. And so what I feel like my biggest job is to make sure that my teachers feel appreciated, that they feel supported, that they have all the tools that they need, and that they know that I care about them and that they know that I'm thinking of them. But I also want my students to know that also, because I was a very hands-on principal when we were in the building. And so they know that I will constantly visit classrooms and be outside and say hello. And so I try to do that by popping into the classrooms and saying, it's so great to see them. They get so excited. And it's just, I feel like right now my biggest role is to make sure that everybody has what they need.
One of the things you've done at Bernie is birthday books, where you bring students up to the office and you give them a book for their birthdays. COVID-19 not letting that stop you. You're now mailing the books to the kids. Why was keeping that tradition alive so important to you?
Sometimes being as a principal right now, there's a lot of things we can control and a lot of things we cannot control. So I had to reflect a little bit and say, what are those things that I can still control? I can still control how to appreciate our students, how to make them feel special. It's going to look different, but I'm still going to do it. Because how special is it to get a birthday certificate from their principal, either a bookmark or a pencil or a pin that says your principal is proud of you, and a brand new book, and the envelope's addressed to you. So as a student, and I know that you probably don't get much mail, personal mail, aside from like junk mail and things like that. But when it's actually addressed to you as a student, I don't think our students probably ever get that. And I wanted them to know that we still think about them. I still want them to be reading and that I still love them.
There's still so much we don't know about what school will look like moving forward. What are y'all doing now to prepare for the fall?
Well, right now we're just trying to close up the school year, right? Our teachers are asking, and I don't have the answers. I'm waiting, of course, more direction from my district. But as we start to think about next year, one thing I am asking our teachers to start to have conversation is, okay, regardless of what school looks like next year, we still have to think about how will we build relationships with students? If it's virtual, how will we do that? Because that's one of the most important pieces of being in school and having that teacher-student relationship. And we don't know what it would look like virtually, but those are conversations we need to start having. But also the reflective conversations of what worked virtually, what didn't work. We had a chance to try some new things. We jumped into some new technology. But now is the time to stop and reflect so that we can use those best practices and begin to implement them first thing when school starts.
Jessica, what have you learned about yourself as an educator during this time?
Oh gosh, I've learned that I am stronger than I ever thought I was. But I also learned that I'm resilient and that together we can make anything happen, because the transition to online learning, not that it was seamless, but because I've had such a great relationship with my staff, that it just made this so much nicer in terms of I knew how to support them. They knew that I was going to be there. That level of trust was there. And so that's always going to be first. Relationships first. And when you have that, you can conquer anything.
Look, I told you off camera, you're doing phenomenal work at Bernie. That school is lucky to have you. Continued success. We'll look forward to talking more down the road. Thanks for this.
Thank you so much.
And that is our show. Thanks so much for watching. If you have a positive story you want to share with us, just email goodnews@acsa.org. On behalf of everyone here, I'm Michael Kelly. We'll see you next time.